Happy New Year, art friends. To kick off the year, I thought I'd start with a more simple project with just some cut paper to create this little building and then add some doodles. All right, getting back into the new year sometimes takes a little bit of time. So I thought I would start with cleaning up some of my cut paper scraps from some of the other projects I was doing. So I grabbed the pile that I had and I cut some pieces into building shapes with some doorways and some arches. And you'll see here I have all different colors. I don't really have a color scheme. I just thought I would start using up some scraps. And so I'm just going to start placing stuff basically on the page and just kind of see how this building transforms. And it could be multiple buildings. I say building, but it could be, a bunch of buildings together. Just sort of an architectural structure. I'm just getting some stuff in place. Now I'm starting to cut some of the smaller pieces. I want to add, some doors and windows. I'm also trying to make sure that I leave some white space. Like I don't want to fill in all of those gaps so that I can come back and add in some marks with the pen to create some, detail or a little bit more interest in the piece when it's finished by adding some additional doodling and marks on it. So I'm just going to put on a little bit of music while I work through just getting everything together. And then we'll take a look at it when we get towards the end. And then it's just a question of gluing it all down. So here I'm starting at the top. I think it's easier to pick like one place and kind of work your way around so you don't forget where you put things. And I keep this really simple. I'm just using my glue stick. So now most of the large pieces are glued down. I'm just doing finishing touches, using up some of my smaller scraps to add some detail and little window, pieces and just some dots to add a little bit of decoration on some of the buildings. All right, so now when I'm fine with what's there, I'm going to start just adding some marks. And I have a white gel pen here and a black waterproof micron pen. And I just start, I don't want to overthink it too much. I just start adding some marks, like again, accenting some of the windows and doors, putting some moldings around them just to bring out some of the detail a little bit. And I think something like this is great. If you get into the studio and you're not sure, or you want to sit down and do some art and you're not sure what you want to do, just pull out some of your scraps. And you certainly could use patterned collage papers. These don't have to be solid. It's just that I decided to use up some of my construction paper scraps. So that's what I pulled. But you definitely could put textured pieces in here that have patterns and other things in them. That might make the buildings more interesting. So you'll see here now I'm almost finished and adding just a bunch of detail in the tiny little spots. Again, probably way too much, but I probably was procrastinating a little bit, moving on to, another project and just kind of keeping in the flow here. If you like these little cut paper projects, then I have one on doing a freeform collage with 2 colors with doodles as well, and you can watch that next.